came from Australia to avoid this enormous heat wave they had there on Australia. And they come to Innsbruck for the winter to cool off. And to have some skiing in addition, yeah. So I think it's the place is quite good, yes. And so otherwise the university is about the same as it was. I mean, it's just grown. It's just it's a big place now. And otherwise, pretty much the same.
I think where we went to summer school has changed though, because I went back there, I think it was 4 or 5 years ago, and where we had
To
our
Klesheim?
language training. Klesheim, I think is now an international hotel
Right,
school.
right,
Which is quite, actually, it's got good renown. I mean, it's got a
Well,
very good reputation.
it's a logical thing to have because
Yeah.
it was for decades, it was the guest house of the Austrian government.
Right.
But this happened only once or twice a year, and otherwise it was just standing there. So they made
They made it into a casino, actually. The
it's a
actual
casino.
building.
Yes, it's a casino there. So it was time that we went away from there.
Yeah.
And then they had the new place over at the, on the other side of the Salzach for several years. And it went very well until, well, just a few years ago. Yeah. And was Salzburg. No, Salzburg was certainly the right place for the summer school.
Yes.
Yeah, it really
In
was.
between, yeah, it's just Innsbruck, Salzburg, then you go to Vienna for a visit. This was just right, yeah.
Professor, I'll never forget, we went on tours as a group, and we would go to a castle or something like this.
Yeah.
And then one day you announced during English class or something like that, we have another tour, and everybody looked at each other going, oh, I don't know if I need to go to another castle, you know. We're going to go skiing next week. We're all going to skiing. We're supposed to be at school. We're going skiing. This is great. And you took us skiing. I don't recall the location, but it was such a departure and fun and team building, and it was a great
I remember
thought on
that, Peter. I remember that. We went to it's called Sankt Johann.
Uh-huh.
Sankt Johann. I have a good story for you. I have a good story for you. We had, when your group was there, we said we go to a little place to spend Christmas.
Right?
Yeah.
A little place to go Christmas, and then after Christmas, everybody goes around. So we found this farmhouse, ein Bauernhaus,
Right.
in Sankt Johann in Tirol, which is a little bit east of Kitzbühel.
Right.
But it's the same area. It's the Kitzbühel area, which is the top skiing area in Austria. So we got this farmhouse, this Bauernhaus, and we set everybody up and said, well, for Christmas we went there. And Ida and I went, you were already there, making the Christmas decorations. And Ida, on the 23rd, whenever it was, we came to that place. And we asked the Bäuerin, yeah, the farmer's house. She was a nice woman with everything together. Asked, where is Peter? And she answered to us, the Bäder. This is, Bäder is the Tyrolean expression for Peter. Der Bäder ist im Wald und schneidet den Christbaum. So Peter is up in our forest and cuts the Christmas tree. And you brought it down, you brought the Christmas tree down, and then you decorated the Christmas tree with all kinds of, I would say,
Well, we had a popcorn thing.
Yeah, popcorn string.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah. Popcorn
It
string.
was the first time some of those farmers ever saw popcorn.
That's right.
Yes.
Yes. I remember that. Yes, that was
Let
very
me add to
nice.
this story that I remember.
All right.
Let me tell you.
I don't get the privilege of cutting down the tree. It was Tom Wassinger
Yes,
that
it
cut
was
the
Wassinger.
tree. And unfortunately, he cut down the tree not in the woods, but in the neighbor's yard next door.
Oh,
So we're in the kitchen making popcorn string for the
Yeah.
because Marty Ostapovich had been the
PX.
PX,
Yep.
and he had gotten all this food for us, and
Oh,
popcorn
is
was
that
part of the
the-
plan.
yeah.
Anyway, we're stringing popcorn, and there's a knock on the door, and it's the polizei.
Yeah.
Along with the neighbor saying, somebody cut down my tree, and we saw him dragging it in this house. Well, they go in the kitchen,
Yeah.
and I think you were our negotiator, Danny, or somebody was our negotiator. But you're right; they had never seen popcorn pop
No,
before, and
no,
we're
no, no,
shaking
no.
it, and it's
Right,
popping,
right,
and
right, right,
everybody's eating it. It was, try this
Yeah.
popcorn, and the police are loving the popcorn, and the neighbors are loving them. We end up trading, thanks to your help, like 3 bags of popcorn for the tree,
Yeah,
and then we
yeah,
negotiated,
yeah, exactly,
and all is
yeah.
good, and we get all, and
Yeah,
Christmas is allowed. So
But
with our tree.
I remember that Christmas tree with the popcorn. It's there because it's so unusual.
Right.
They never saw popcorn before.
Because the corn is for mostly pig food over
Right,
there, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. And then we had a very nice Christmas Eve mass in that church.
Yes.
We went there for midnight mass, and we came out and it was cold. And then went home, and then we had Christmas there, and the next day.
We had a sleigh ride too, I think.
Hmm?
We went on a sleigh ride
Yes, absolutely. Yes, that's true. Yes.
because
Yeah.
it was my first sleigh
Yeah,
ride.
yeah. And that place, then we went skiing.
Yep.
That was the place, and it was a good skiing area.
It's great. You could ski right down to the house.
Right to the house. Yeah, and there's a little, it's a cable railway, whatever went up, and you went up, and then you could ski down almost to the house. Yeah.
Mhm.